When we think about suicidal thoughts, it's important to see them through the lens of the brain and trauma. Two key processes, priming and kindling, help explain why patterns of pain become so overwhelming. Priming happens when trauma makes the brain hypersensitive. The amygdala, our internal alarm, gets stuck on high alert. It's like a smoke detector that goes off at the smallest sign of smoke. After trauma, even small reminders, a sound, a smell, or a memory can trigger the full trauma response. Kindling takes this a step further. Just like striking a match again and again makes a fire easier to ignite, repeated trauma or repeated triggering of old trauma makes the brain's stress circuits fire more quickly and more powerfully each time. This means the loop of fear, hopelessness, and despair becomes easier and easier to activate. Over time, the cycle forms trauma loops, patterns where the amygdala overreacts, the hippocampus fails to separate past from present, and the prefrontal cortex, the part that gives perspective and hope, goes offline. In this state, suicidal ideation can emerge. It's not about wanting life to end. It's about the brain being caught in a loop where escape feels impossible and the pain feels endless. I've had thousands of clients stuck in this trauma loop that's causing depression, anxiety, ADHD, ADD, and PTSD, and more. And here's the hopeful part. The same brain that was primed and kindled into trauma loops can also be rewired into healing loops. Make no mistake, this is the hardest part about trauma recovery, reprogramming the brain. There's a neuronal glue that is formed within the process of the trauma loop formation that in the moment almost feels impossible to reverse. One powerful pathway to disrupt deeply entrenched trauma loop patterns is art therapy. Because trauma is often stored in sensory and emotional networks rather than words, creating art allows people to express what the brain can't easily say. Putting shapes, colors, or images to pain helps externalize it, calm the amygdala, and engage the prefrontal cortex again and again. Over time, art therapy interrupts the trauma loop. Instead of priming the brain for more despair, it primes the brain for safety, expression, and resilience. Instead of kindling hopelessness, it kindles creativity and new meaning. So understanding priming and kindling shows us that suicidal thoughts are not a personal weakness. They're the brain's survival circuits caught in overdrive. And with the right support and creative tools, those circuits can be rewired towards life, hope, and healing. If you're a coach, therapist, or school wanting to be trained in the Startup Art Therapy Whole Brain Healing System, or you are wanting healing, you can reach out at the link below to find out how to work with me. Just remember, no one has to go through this alone. If you or someone you love is struggling, please reach out. Support is available. And in the US, you can dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Let's remember, talking about suicide and mental health saves lives, and understanding trauma helps us heal. Heal the people, heal the planet.